Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to episode 4 of the My Team career mode. Racing in Baku this time, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I'm going to set up some activities before we get into the race. Going up with the aerodynamics equipment upgrade, second driver eternal training, and we go with the sponsor advertisement drivers and power team building. We're going to set up those activities. Then we're going to go and change our components on our car because the engine's starting to wear now and we don't want any DNFs. We don't want any engines blowing up on us. Especially on a track like Baku, that's going to be a very good track for us, seeing as our engine is very powerful and there's a lot of long straights on Baku. So we're going to try and get our best finish possible and see if we can finish in a high position. Setting up some driver perks. We went and got the rest of the driver perks that we haven't bought yet. So that's just going to help us out with a bunch of different stuff like engine wear and resource point generation and driver acclaims. So that's going to help out our driver a lot, help out the team as well. Brought our budget down to about 500,000. We reached level 5 in our team acclaims, so we're able to get another sponsor on the car. And we went to sponsor Salve because it's beat your rival during a race. So I think we could beat Nikita Mazepin in as many races as possible. So that should be a good boost to our team and get us some extra cash. We went on and applied the Salve brand onto our car in a couple different positions, onto the back wing, onto the side of the car. Car's looking nice on the front of the car as well. We put the Salve badge, so that's how the car's looking for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And we're going to advance into the days and jump into this Grand Prix. Rear wing outer stakes is completed, so that's a good sign. And now we have an event. Looks like another event for the team. Jack Aiken is not getting enough free time, so should we give him a break?
Thanks for stepping in and helping handle that.
And we're going to go ahead and we're going to accept a break for Jack Aiken. We don't want to overwork him. We want him to have the best focus as possible and be on his A game. And we had a part that failed. It was our energy store cells positioning on our chassis, which is not great because we need that chassis to keep on improving as it's really bad at the moment. So we have to go and replace that, rebuy it. And as we advance into the next couple days, we do have some general wear does come in, so that's good. A nice durability upgrade and secondary wing flaps helping out on our aerodynamics. So now we're going to advance to the end of practice where we're going to get all of these different discounts on our car. That's going to help us out a lot. Help us save our R&D and help us to upgrade our car as fast as possible. Here we are in Baku, one of my favorite tracks on the F1 calendar. I just love the flow of this track, love the long straights, the pedal to the metal. Everything about this track just brings out the best in me and in this car. And here we are getting into qualifying. I'm going to start off with our first flying lap. See Daniel Ricciardo posting a 1:39.3 as his fastest lap. We're going to hit that DRS. I'm going to advance towards the end of Sector 2. And we have a DRS fault.
Stay out. We can work on a
That's not the greatest start to qualifying. So for this first lap, which was a great lap, we're not going to have any DRS, so that's going to kill us on the end straight. And we're going to post a 1:46. Not bad without DRS, but we're going to have to come out for another lap because that's not good enough. That's not good enough to get to Q2, and that's our goal this time. We want to get to Q2. Can it be the first time that we make Q2? In P16 at the moment, that's still not good enough. We want to get up there. We want to fight for even a Q3 position. So here we are, out for another flying lap.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Good turn for Ricky Bobby there. Hit the curb a bit, but gaining a 10th on that first turn. DRS will be working this time as we did fix that. Advancing towards the end of the lap, we had a bit of a mishap there and we're down 2/10 now. So that's not going to be our greatest lap. And we're going to post a 1:40.7. So just that DRS just showing that it screwed us on the first lap. And Ricky Bobby didn't take his best turn there. We have to stay out for another lap. And this time we're up by 2/10. Ricky Bobby's flying on this lap right now. He's loving this track. He's loving Baku. He's dominating the streets of Baku right now. And can we just admire this beautiful scenery around in Baku? You got that nice building in the back. That's one of my favorite buildings to see once you're coming down this long ass straight. We're going to post a 140.2, gaining 0.4 of a second on that lap. And that's a great lap for Ricky Bobby in P15, and that's enough to get to Q2. That's our first Q2 of the series. Ricky Bobby making it to Q2. The ones that are out are Kimi Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher, Nicholas Latifi, George Russell, Nikita Mazepin, and unfortunately our teammate Jack Aitken. Now one of the Alphas, both Williams and both Haas, and one of the shake and bake cars. Let's advance to Q2 now. Alright, here we are in Q2. Getting ready for our first flying lap right now. And Ricky Bobby's pumped to be in Q2 for the first time ever in F1. Here we are, ready to start it off. Down to turn 1, hit the curb a bit. Oh, not taken properly. And that's not going to be a good first lap for Ricky Bobby. That's going to affect him for the rest of his lap times now. Seems to be struggling on turn 1. Even in Q1, he had a bad turn on turn 1. So, see if Ricky Bobby can redeem himself, as he will post a 140.2 once again. So that was his best lap in Q1, and that's probably going to be his worst lap in Q2 now, as he takes that turn a lot better, and he's gaining 0.3 of a second there. And we are on brand new tires. In the end of Q1, our tires were a bit worn. I would say they're at like 10%, so it's going to show that now that we have no DRS issues, we got fresh tires, and that we don't have a lot of fuel in the car, we're going to see Ricky Bobby fly out there, taking beautiful turns, looking like a pro out there. He's getting comfortable in that F1 car now, and he posts a fastest Sector 1. So Ricky Bobby is showing the F1 paddock that he can manage an F1 car properly, and that he's just not a NASCAR driver. He is an F1 driver as well. Lost a bit of time in that castle chicane, and I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but I hate that chicane. That's probably one of the worst chicanes on the whole freaking calendar. It's just so slow and uphill, and you can hit the wall if you're going too quick at it. It's just such a tricky chicane, and I can't stand it. Other than that, the rest of this track, I'm in love with it. I love racing Baku. It's always one of my favorite races to race. And now Ricky Bobby's flying out there, posting a personal best in Sector 2, up by 0.2 on the last straight. Can we just admire the sound of the engine right now, just roaring at 300 kilometers an hour. It's just amazing. I love it. And Ricky Bobby's going to post a 140. So he's not in the 139s yet, but a 140.066. Great lap for Ricky Bobby. Still owning that fastest first sector. And we got to just attest that to our engine. We have so much engine power in this car, yet we got no chassis and we got no aerodynamics. So we're gonna have to invest in chassis and aerodynamics further here, because we can see our engine is performing on a track where there's just dead straights the whole time. You can see that engine really coming out now. So we're gonna go out for another lap, as we're not satisfied that we're not in a position to get into Q3. So Ricky Bobby's gonna try and improve on that, try and get into Q3. 1 minute left in qualifying, in the second qualifying. So let's see what Ricky Bobby can do here. Down by a 10th going into the castle chicane. And as we know, it's not our best chicane, but we do make up some time on the castle chicane for once. Gaining a 10th, that was the best castle chicane Ricky Bobby has done so far in all of qualifying. And now we're up by 2/10, and Ricky Bobby tried to get on the throttle a bit earlier, and he's going to lose some time because of that. And that's not great, as he was close to up to 3/10. So we're going to have to check if that was enough to get into Q2 had he not spun out, almost spun out at the end, as we advance towards the end of the lap. And that's not going to be enough to get us into Q3, unfortunately, but we're satisfied that we got into Q2. We're taking baby steps right now, and we posted a 139.8 as our fastest lap. Had we had not spun out, we'd add another 2/10 onto that, and that still wouldn't have been enough to get into Q3. So we'll start off in P13 tomorrow. Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, and Antonio Giovinazzi will all join us in not making Q3. Best of luck to the ones in Q3. And just before we get into the race, we got a rivalry breakdown, beating Nikita Mazepin, as we did get into Q2 for the first time, and we're winning that battle 9-6 right now. So we're taking good steps on Nikita Mazepin, getting up some acclaim, and let's hope we can have our best finish yet in Baku. And now let's jump into the race.
Warm welcome to all of you watching at home to today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. A fourth row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as a pole position would. And remember, in 2017 and 2018, both Lance Stroll and then Sergio Perez took surprise podiums here. With 20 turns and a length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1 lead into a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4-mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. It's just about time to go to the track for the beginning of the race, but before we do, Anthony Davidson, what types of strategy do you think we can expect for today's event?
Well, there's a lot that both the driver and the team have to keep in mind when going into a race. The tyres, fuel, energy recovery systems, the list goes on and on. But I think the key to today's victory will come down to the pit stop strategy. Come in too soon and you might find yourself needing more than one stop. Too late and you're putting yourself at a disadvantage by spending longer on worn tyres.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo and Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Vettel and Pierre Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, The Real Deal and Ocon, Tsunoda, Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen and Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Russell, Aitken and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
And there is your grid order for this race in Baku. Lewis Hamilton on pole position. We're in P13. And we will be going on the hards. We're going to try and stretch out the hards until the rain starts to drop. And let's see if that strategy works for us. We're going to overfuel the car just a tad bit and try and see if maybe a safety car can come out and deal with our fuel. Here we are, ready to go. 5 red lights. And lights are out in Baku. Great start for Ricky Bobby as he jumps the field into P12 and takes the outside line and gets a couple positions up into P10 to start off the race. Good start for Ricky Bobby. He's flying out there. He's looking for his best finish possible. There is a yellow flag right now, so maybe some debris on the floor. And it is a safety car. Yuki Tsunoda is out of the session. Antonio Giovinazzi out of the session. Latifi out of the session. George Russell out of the session. What the hell is going on? What happened there? Let's see that. Let's see the replay. Oh my god, just absolute carnage after turn 1. 5, 6, 7 car pile up there. Front wings on the floor everywhere. Let's see into greater detail what happened here. Yuki Tsunoda goes into the back of the Alpine, loses his tire, and that just spirals into carnage. Absolute carnage. Giovinazzi trying to avoid Tsunoda. Clips tires. That's the end of Giovinazzi's race. Latifi going straight into the back of Giovinazzi. That's the end of his race. Mick Schumacher, he's going to get lucky. He's going to only lose his front wing. He will be able to continue, as well as Jack Aitken. He did not get out of that race there. Just lost his front wing. George Russell, though, did not get the same fate. As his tire falls off, he's out of the race. And we have 5 cars out of the race at the start of this Grand Prix. And Lance Stroll, one of the only lucky ones to get out of there with no damage. So, and look out for Lance Stroll in the future, because he does have a good finish in this race. And the safety car is out, and I can assure you that these are AI drivers and not an online race, as it did look like an online race. It's just cars smashing into everyone. I've never seen the AI do this, and due to all those smashes, we got both Haas cars and Jack Aitken going into the pit lanes to fix their front wings, to replace their front wings, as they do not even have a front wing at the moment. We're going to advance to lap 3, where we will get ready to get back into this race and get the cars roaring, as the safety car just started at the worst possible moment at the beginning of the race, and now we have the coldest tires ever, as that is going to be a narrative for this race. Cold tires. It was just such a struggle. We had cold tires for almost the whole race, and I did not manage our tire pressures well enough, and you can see Fernando Alonso in the top left does have a 5-second penalty, and Pierre Gasly is now out of the session as well. What the hell is going on to this start of the race? What happened with Pierre Gasly? Smoke coming out of the back of his car, and that is the reason why Fernando Alonso gets a 5-second penalty, as the smoke blinded him and he went straight into the back of Pierre Gasly under yellow flags, under the safety car. Could not make any contact under safety car, so Fernando Alonso will have a 5-second penalty to serve as he tries to make a move down the inside of turn 2. We're going to stick with him, going wheel to wheel.
There's been an
And
incident
Fernando
on the track.
Alonso looking to get
Looking to push
a
for
bit in
safety
front of
car.
us. He does, as his teammate Esteban Ocon looking to make a move, but Ricky Bobby's going to go back for the switcheroo on Fernando Alonso. And they kind of clip front wings there, and Fernando Alonso is going to try and go back at Ricky Bobby, and he's going to hit it to the side of Ricky Bobby, and that turned out to be side damage for Ricky Bobby. As in the future of the race, you will see Ricky Bobby's going to have some side damage on the car, and that was really annoying to race.
Be careful with the front
As
wing.
now it's
It
lap
turns a
4 and we
minor
got to deal with that. So we have 22 laps to deal with side damage, as well as rain in Baku when it never rains in Baku, and cold tires, and it was just fighting adversity the whole race for Ricky Bobby. And maybe that's because he finished in P13 in qualifying, as we know that number 13 is a bit of a voodoo number, and maybe that's going to bring some bad luck for Ricky Bobby. Hopefully it won't, but it's not a good start at all. Cold tires, side damage, safety cars, rain in the future. It was just a really, really tough race for Ricky Bobby. Advanced into lap 5 in the Castle Chicane here. And now the tires are starting to get back up to normal temperatures, as we have Esteban Ocon chasing after us right now, as we're going to try and squeeze him towards the pit lane here. And I don't know if I'm the only one that does this at Baku, but when I'm going down the straight and someone's looking to pass me, we just squeeze them towards the pit lane there, and sometimes they back out, sometimes they don't. As Ricky Bobby goes wide on turn 1, and that's going to give an opportunity for Esteban Ocon to go down the inside at turn 2, and he will get a better exit, and Esteban Ocon will get the position over Ricky Bobby, but DRS will be open for Ricky Bobby as it's now back online, and Ricky Bobby will quickly take back that P6 from Esteban Ocon, as the rest of the grid has gone in for the pits. As usually around lap 5, lap 6, the soft tires are starting to die out in Baku. So no surprises there that most of Q3 has gone in for their pit stop. And now, Haas is looking to make a move on Jack Aitken. That is Nikita Mazepin, our rival. Can he make a move? And they will go wheel to wheel down towards turn 2, as we're going to see a Red Bull come out of the pit lane here. That is Max Verstappen, and that will give DRS to both of these drivers going down the straight, as we see both of their back wings opened up. It's going to be wheel to wheel. Great battle here between the Haas and the Shake and Bake car. Who will come out on top in this battle? Wheel to wheel down into turn 4. The Haas has a bit of the front step on the Shake and Bake car right now. Jack Aitken's going to bump into the Haas, and the Haas will get in front of Jack Aitken there. That's unfortunate. Our teammate loses a position to our rival there, and we're still trying to hold off Esteban Ocon, as it's lap 6 right now. And Kimi Räikkönen is going to look to join the party right now. He's going to try and go 3 wide into turn 1, but we blocked him off there, and we're up into P3 due to all the pit stops. And we do close off Esteban Ocon, and he is off our back a bit now. Jack Aitken into the pits.
Jack is in the
once
pits.
again.
Jack in the pits.
As he might have got front wing damage again. And that's a narrative of this race. As Charles Leclerc is out of the session. Another car going out in Baku. What the hell is going on as he goes straight into the wall, down into the last part of Sector 2. As while that was happening, Valtteri Bottas looking to make a move on his teammate Lewis Hamilton as he goes down the outside of turn 1. And just as the safety car comes out, he does get past Lewis Hamilton and will have the upper step on his teammate for the safety car.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
And we did get a call from the team to come into the pit lane, and we decided to not go with that change of tires, which in hindsight I look back at it and it wasn't the best decision made, because one, the hard tires aren't the best tire around this track, and 2, these tires were just ice cold. But in my mind at the moment, we were in P2. I said maybe we can hold people off as we have such a fast engine. as we try and go for the dive bomb on Valtteri Bottas in turn 1. We're into P1 for the first time, and Lewis Hamilton steals it away from us. And that was not long-lived at all. Lewis Hamilton steals P1 away from us. We were in P1 for maybe half a second, not even. Great move from Lewis Hamilton as we bumped cars with Valtteri Bottas, and Hamilton just had all the road to make a great turn and get in front of us. And our P2 livelihood was very short-lived as well, as Valtteri Bottas will make a move on us without DRS, just showing how powerful that Mercedes car is down the straights. Just everywhere around the track. And now Lando Norris is going to make a move on us, and that's why it was a bad decision for Ricky Bobby to not go change those medium tires. As now the Red Bull looks to make a pass on him as well, but jumps the curb a bit too much, and that will lose his position to his teammate. So not a great move for the Red Bull there of Max Verstappen. And now we're going to have to hold off Sergio Perez. As we will have better engine power than the Red Bull, so that's going to be able to help us out to hold off Sergio Perez at the moment. But those other 3 drivers, we just could not hold them off enough. And now we're down into P4. As Ricky Bobby will look to redeem
some
himself.
information on Perez. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
We get a message from Jeff that Sergio Perez has a problem with his car, so that's going to be good for us right now, as we do see Max Verstappen going into the pits, as he has minor front wing damage, but that's enough for him to go change his front wing. As now Sergio Perez on lap 13 looking to make a move down in towards the Castle chicane area, and we block him off there. Great move for Ricky Bobby, great defending, as now we have still Sergio Perez chasing after us, as looks like that mechanical malfunction on his car is not giving him enough of a handicap there. So as we see the 2 Alpine cars going at it, it's Esteban Ocon looking to make a move on his teammate Fernando Alonso as he goes down the inside towards turn 1, hard braking, and Esteban Ocon does get the move on his teammate Fernando Alonso. As now Sergio Perez on lap 14 gonna look to make a move on Ricky Bobby. We're swerving left and right to try and block him off, squeezing him towards the wall. He goes back the other way. We're doing a little shimmy shake with Sergio Perez, and that gives enough space for Carlos Sainz to join the party as well. And he will go down the outside and overtake Sergio Perez. So Sergio Perez was looking to make an overtake, and he got overtaken as he dives down the inside, bumps sides with Carlos Sainz, and Carlos Sainz will get through as we pull away from both of those cars and get a bit of a head start on them. And hopefully that will help us out in future laps. As now the McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo looking to make a move on Kimi Räikkönen and the Alpine of, I believe, Fernando Alonso, going down the outside of turn 1. Daniel Ricciardo gets up 2 spaces in 1 turn as he overtakes the Alpine of Fernando Alonso and Kimi Räikkönen. And then Kimi Räikkönen overtakes Fernando Alonso, but Fernando Alonso comes straight back at him with DRS open and will retain his position there. As now Lance Stroll, as I did say, look out for Lance Stroll, is going to look to overtake Sergio Perez there on the outside of turn 3. And he does make the nice turn there. Lance Stroll gets in front of Sergio Perez in the Red Bull car. As he now joins us and Carlos Sainz, he gets in front of Carlos Sainz. So Lance Stroll making moves as he's gaining momentum from that lap 1 mishap where he almost crashed out. And now he's looking to make a move on Ricky Bobby as he is up into P5. It's a great race for Lance Stroll up until lap 15, and now the rain is starting to fall. And this is the downfall of Ricky Bobby right here. We had problems with our tires. You can see they're still cold in the top left there. 2 safety cars in. Trying to manage those tires as we had such low tire pressure on the car. Now Lance Stroll looking to make a move, but Carlos Sainz joins into the party here. Can he make a move on Ricky Bobby? Can he join in? Now there's 5 cars looking to make moves as the Alpine of Esteban Ocon going down the inside. Max Verstappen joining in. Sergio Perez joining in as well. Alpine of Esteban Ocon gets in front of everyone. Just came out of nowhere. And now Daniel Ricciardo as well looking to join the party. So now we have 6 cars going down this straight. It's just crazy. And like I said, this is the downfall of Ricky Bobby right now. I don't know how these AI had so much traction in this rain right now. Maybe it was because these tires were old. I don't understand what was going on, but we were really slow on this lap. And we're just waiting for Jeff to call us into the pits to switch on to the intermediate tires. As Esteban Ocon goes through, and Lance Stroll as we were just holding up there, and they were just a pain in my ass, so I let them through. And now Carlos Sainz looking to make a move on us as he does get past us, and I don't know where they are getting this grip. Maybe it's because our tires are old. Maybe it's because I'm not good in the rain. I don't know what it was, but now Sergio Perez will get through on us as we come out of the Castle chicane. Now Daniel Ricciardo also looking to make a move on us, but I've let too many cars pass. That's already 4 or 5 cars past us, and we're going to try and hold off Daniel Ricciardo at least into the pit lanes. As you can see, another train is starting to form behind Ricky Bobby. I don't know where the AI is getting this grip right now. It's insane. It's insane as Jack Aitken goes into the back of Kimi Räikkönen, loses his front wing, but decides to stay out. What the hell is going through Jack Aitken's mind right now? As that does spark a safety car, and we have our 3rd safety car of the Grand Prix in just 17 laps. With rain on top in Baku and side damage, can it get any worse right now? Into the pits. Can we just hope for a fast pit stop from our team? Please hurry up, change that front wing. A 9.2 pit stop. That's terrible from the team, and now we're behind Max Verstappen in P14. So there was once a time where we were in P5. It started to rain, and now we are down in P14. The safety car is out. Jack Aitken went into the pits, so we're up into P13 because of that. We're getting ready to race again. The green flag is out, and now Fernando Alonso is looking to make a move on Ricky Bobby once again. And again, I don't know if it's me that's bad in the rain, or if it's the AI is just overpowered in the rain, or the side damage was too much for us to deal with, but we were terrible in these next 6 laps. It was just absolutely abysmal. Ricky Bobby was struggling so hard in the rain. I was struggling so hard in the rain as I was the one controlling him. And now we see Jack Aitken and Kimi Räikkönen looking to make a move on Ricky Bobby, but he does the old switcheroo, as you know he'll always do, and retains his position of P14. And now we will see Jack Aitken and Kimi Räikkönen going wheel to wheel towards the end of Sector 1. And Jack Aitken will retain that position in P15 as he now looks to make a move on Ricky Bobby as we just try to squeeze him into the wall there, and Ricky Bobby retains his position as we're not going to let our teammate Jack Aitken pass us just yet. You know, we are the owner. We're the one funding your driving. We're the one funding your car right now. We're the one giving you all the tips out there on track. So Jack Aitken, sit behind us for a bit. We're going to take care of this P14 for now. It looks to make a move again on us, and I guess he just doesn't understand that we're the better driver, and we're going to ultimately regain that position on you. Is now Jack Aitken going down the straight. Great camera angles, I must add. And we are looking to regain our position as we go around the outside of Jack Aitken down the straight, and we will regain that position easily without DRS. Just letting Jack Aitken know that we are the superior driver as he looks to make another move on us once again. Jack Aitken, when are you going to get the story that you're just not as good as us, man? As we go on the outside of turn 3 there and regain our position of P14 once again. So Jack Aitken just being a nuisance to us right now. Just annoying us, just having to overtake him time after time after time. And we will get rid of that nuisance right now as we squeeze him into the wall. And that will give front wing damage to Jack Aitken as he will go change his front wing once again. And that will be 4 front wing changes for Jack Aitken. And he's just costing the Shake and Bake team a fortune right now in this race as Kimi Räikkönen gets past Jack Aitken. And you will see Jack Aitken starting to slow down as Kimi Räikkönen looking to make a move on Ricky Bobby, but we squeeze him into the wall there and he backs out of that turn. As we advance towards the end of lap 21, onto lap 22, down the straight, and we used up all our ERS because I just couldn't find any pace. I was just abusing the ERS. Thank God we had a safety car that brought our ERS back to 100% as Kimi Räikkönen looks to make a move on the inside, but we block him off. And you will see Jack Aitken going into the pits once again for his 4th front wing change. That's just insane as we squeeze Kimi Räikkönen towards the wall. That's our favorite move to do in Baku on a street circuit. Just squeeze them towards the wall, give them no room. We do retain our position of P14, and now Kimi Räikkönen is being a nuisance towards us, just busting our balls in this rain. And maybe it's my fault, maybe it's the fact that I'm not fast enough, but we will squeeze Kimi Räikkönen into the wall this time, and that will get rid of Kimi Räikkönen. And you gotta know, once you're coming up on Ricky Bobby, he will do anything to keep his position, and that means taking out your front wing. That'll do. As long as he keeps his position, that's all he cares about. And ciao front wing for Kimi Räikkönen. He's gonna go and have to replace that as he goes into the pit lanes to replace his front wing. Advancing on lap 23 now, as an Alpine of Fernando Alonso looking to make a position on Mick Schumacher here, going down the inside towards turn 1, wheel to wheel into the corner. Better exit for Fernando Alonso, and he gets the move done on behalf of Mick Schumacher. And we advance to lap 25, as now we're finally away from these nuisances of Jack Aitken and Kimi Räikkönen, as we both screwed up their front wings. And you just gotta know that when Ricky Bobby's racing, he's got those elbows out. He doesn't care. He's a NASCAR driver. It doesn't matter if you bump into cars in NASCAR. And he brings that same mentality into F1. It's no fucks given from Ricky Bobby. He retains that position at all costs. Whatever he's got to do is whatever he will do. Lewis Hamilton wins the race once again. That's Lewis Hamilton's 3rd race win of the season. His 4th podium of the season, with Valtteri Bottas coming straight in behind him in P2. And they're just a duo taking over the F1 in this season. As now we advance towards our last lap, and our checkered flag finish of P14. So we started in P13. We had cold tires, we had safety cars, we had side damage, we had rain in Baku on top of all things. And that leads us to losing a position and finishing in P14. Esteban Ocon getting driver of the day. Congrats to him.
Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
It's a heroic effort for any driver to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and have the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
And there it is, Lewis Hamilton winning the Baku GP. Nothing new there. Lewis Hamilton is just dominating this F1 season right now in this world. Valtteri Bottas right behind him, and Lando Norris getting his first podium of the season. And congrats to Lando Norris, changing up the podium there, as it was usually just Hamilton, Bottas, and Verstappen, but Lando Norris sneaks his way in there and gets that P3 finish. First podium of the year for Lando Norris. Esteban Ocon, that's why he got driver of the day, finishing in P4. So congrats to Esteban Ocon. What a race. Started in P14, made up 10 spots. And like I said, Lance Stroll, the one that got through that carnage, ended up finishing P5. So good race for Lance Stroll there. Carlos Sainz in P6, Daniel Ricciardo P7, Perez in P8. He had problems with his car, so he dropped down the order. And Ricky Bobby and Jack Aitken, P14 and 15. So finishing next to each other, but no surprise that they finished there, because there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars that DNF'd out of the race. So it was pretty much impossible to get a worse than P16 finish. And you can see how many DNFs and collisions, and it was just a crazy race. One of the craziest races we've done so far this season. And I'm going to skip to showing you all the pit stops. And look at all those front wing changes. It was insane. Teams spent so much money on this race.
Great work out there today. Let's have your
I don't know if it was great work out there today, Claire.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
Just going to go ahead and answer all these questions. No one really cares about this anyways.
You had a close
Doesn't have
battle
that
today,
biggest
didn't
impact
you?
on the game. It has a slight impact, but whatever there.
It
You
wasn't the
can see me
cleanest
answer
race
these
today, was it?
questions. You can see my answers, and we'll just advance towards the rivalry
Great.
breakdown.
Well, that's everything.
Thank you, Claire. Rivalry breakdown. Nikita Mazepin, we did beat him in this race, going 3-2 on him. Now up to 12-8. So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. It was a crazy race. If you did make it to the end of this episode, comment down below, shake and bake. If you didn't check out last episode in Monaco, check it out. That was also a crazy race with safety cars and all that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll see you on the next one. See ya!